Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a get ready with me, and I'm also gonna do this like a follow-up to the woke video because I know like I haven't made a video since the sexual harassment video and a lot of things have been happening, so I just thought it would be fun to like sit down and chit chat and like do my makeup. I've already done my base and my eyebrows just cause like that's a really boring part of like get ready with me. So after I made that video, I was gone for a week. My hair is different. I've gotten eyelash extensions. I'm like in the midst of preparing for my show, so you know, like I want to look like cute. Anyway, in the span of 1 week, I have received over like 300 messages, not even including the comments that I get in that video itself. But women and young girls, Singaporean girls, have been coming up to me and telling me like, oh, thank you so much for making that video. I had no idea that it was gonna take off like it did. Like I had no idea it was gonna be shared and like responded to so much, and it really warms my damn heart because one thing that everyone always says, I don't even know if I can do my makeup while doing this because I like really just want to have a conversation. The main thing that everyone said in their messages, and you wouldn't believe how similar all of these messages are. Most of them are like, thank you so much for doing this because like it happens to me all the time and I'm so glad you're using your influence for something good. And I just want to say this, the thing is, right, making that video came very naturally to me because I had planned for this video for such there's a huge wasp. I'm trying to get in for like the past 50 minutes. It's glass, dude! Get out of here! Get out of here! Oh god, never mind. That video came very naturally to me because I've been wanting to make a video about what I've been noticing for a few months now. Everyone that I talk to, all of my friends, always have the same issues. Like they feel the same kind of predatory behavior on them in public transport. And I know that you guys watching me are like also women, young girls, also my age. I mean, if you're not, don't get offended lah. It's just that like most people that watch my videos are. I just knew that you guys would understand where I'm coming from, and like it's very important to always create these kinds of conversations because it's so easy to feel alone because we don't talk about these things, and like our society is just one that like prefers to not talk about it and just be like tolerant or like in denial about it and hope that it goes away, which is clearly not happening lah. Like more men are doing it, younger men are doing it. There's a whole community based on being a sexual predator. Like it's really screwed up, and it's really like, I'm so heartbroken to know that this is my home that I'm living in and I can't feel 100% safe. And I know that it doesn't just apply to Singapore. I know that like it happens worldwide to other countries. Like men are always gonna treat and look at women in a certain way. Some men, at least, you know, at least I can say that. And I think the reason why it kind of took off, you know what, I might just stop doing my makeup because I just really want to talk to you guys. Because I want to like concentrate on what I'm talking about. Okay, you know what? I might just like, I'm gonna do my makeup and I'm gonna come right back. So I'm just gonna sit here and continue my train of thought. So I think the reason why that video took off, it was on the tip of everyone's tongue, but you know how it is. Like sometimes things are just easier if they're left unsaid, or like people that speak out aren't heard because they don't have a sphere of influence. I am so glad I did because the kind of response that I got from everyone, it was just so overwhelming and so supportive, and I really felt like this entire community of people that really wanted to make a change. It was just like amazing. It was really amazing. I think I've made like a lot of very genuine interactions with people, and I hope y'all feel the same. Like if you ever message me, like I made it a point to reply to every single person. I hope that you also feel like a genuine like shared camaraderie when it comes to this. To someone that doesn't really experience this, like it sounds very lame to kind of like compare it to camaraderie, to compare it to like a battle, but it is. Tackling this kind of behavior requires a large community, like strength in numbers. And we are actually making changes, like we're rippling waves. Following that blog post, I didn't know that I was gonna do this, but I was just so inspired and so motivated by everybody that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually take steps. And so I wrote a blog post with like what you can do to report the tumblers. If the photos are yours, you can also make several police reports and you can put certain motions in place. So I did that and you guys have been really awesome. The upskirt blogs are definitely down already because that's like just straight up illegal. Like when it comes to like Xiao Mei Mei tumblers, it's just a little bit more ambiguous. I think Tumblr may be more hesitant to kind of like take them down because it does drive traffic to their sites. I mean, nobody uses Tumblr anymore. And also it's just like difficult to really say like what's inappropriate or not. So some of them are still not down yet, but the pace of which the blocks have been taken down has increased exponentially, and I just might like to give everybody a hug here, like ooh. And so many of you guys have messaged me telling me that you feel much more brave, that you are ready to like stand up for yourself, and you're never gonna let this kind of behavior slide, which is so awesome. That's honestly all I wanted from making that video, because you empower yourself and you make sure that it doesn't happen to you, it doesn't happen to the women around you, and that's how it stops. Because these men are clearly cowards. These men don't understand that like it's wrong. The wasp is still here. These men need to be checked, they need to be stopped, because they think that they're invincible, they think that they can do anything and get away with it. And also a huge thank you for those of you who have shared the video on your Instagram stories, on your bios, on Facebook, even the articles. Thank you so much. That's also a very good way of creating conversations around you and really talking it out. It's insane. Like, I really feel like we are starting to change stuff, and I'm not here to sound like noble on it. And the thing is, like, most people don't realize this, but that video was not about me. It was about my message and what I wanted to say on behalf of my community. So as with things that go viral, right, obviously the men and boys who have been, you know, perpetuating these forms of sexual harassment, and people that run those fucking Tumblr sites, they, of course, they go in their little hardware forum like nonsense, and they have like threads about me. And the thing is, like, I was a bit like, are you fucking kidding me? Not to say that I didn't expect it. And so I went through like maybe 1 or 2 pages of them, and I realized that all of them are talking about me and how I look, and like telling me that I'm crazy if I'm like smoking something. Like just weird stuff to invalidate me, and they have absolutely nothing to say about the message that I was trying to give, which was the point. So I don't know if they realize how much they're helping me prove my point, which is that women will always be identified, objectified, and judged based on your personal appearance rather than what you're trying to say, and that it's a form of basic disrespect, because you cannot, I can't have freedom of speech. Like, I can't be on my channel talking to women, my viewers, my subscribers, about what's happening. Like, really? What do you expect me to do? Like, sit there and cry about how you think I'm fat and ugly, and like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so bizarre to me that they think that like this is what's gonna make me cry and like take down the video. I've also had like random anonymous people like forward me the links on like Facebook and Instagram, like just men, and like random guys trying to like figure out like to talk to me. They sound like they are those people that run those sites, but it's so funny because it just shows that they don't have the proper channels to really communicate and really identify and recognize their own problems. You know that emoji with like the I'm just that right now, like, sorry I can't be your sexual object, like, sorry I have a voice. I'm not actually sorry. There's some people that don't understand sarcasm, so I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm not sorry. I have absolutely nothing to prove to these people, and like, I'm not gonna go on those sites, I'm not gonna look at them. Their opinions are invalid when it's so fueled by hate and jealousy and just like this deep-seated anger because of their insecurities. Like, why would I want to listen to that? Why would I want to be around that? And like I said, I saw it coming because that's what they do to all the women who are a little bit more outspoken, who actually take a stand towards this. No matter how I look, no matter how I carry myself, they're always gonna have something shitty to say about me because they just don't like the fact that I'm on here speaking up and I'm actually like shooting them down. I think it says a lot more for me to sit here in front of the camera, face to face, and having a conversation with people that I think really matter, the young women and the girls in my Singaporean community, rather than like being a bunch of faceless keyboard warriors like just talking shit and having absolutely like no censorship or like reflection about what they say. They display such a weird like hypocritical like sexual desire and hate for women in the first place that I just find it very laughable. Like, I kind of pity them, but I kind of want to laugh at them also. And like I said in the beginning, they are helping me prove my point. Seriously though, it really highlights like certain key points that I've been trying to make from the first video that I didn't get to like really expound on, which is first of all the culture of victim shaming in Singapore. All these men are constantly going like, oh, you know, like, if you don't want us to take your photos, then don't post lah, like, fuck, you post until like this, or you jailbait. Like, how can you call girls and women jailbait when all they're trying to do is live their lives. Do you really think it's in your place to tell us to cover up or not take photos or not be on social media just so that you can control your urges to not like masturbate to the photos? Like, I don't get it. Women are not exhibits at a zoo that you can just freely take photos of. The photos that we post on our social media belongs to us. And speaking of that, anyone that ever says it's because of how you dress, that's how you want to justify it and that's how you want to rationalize it, but honestly it's not true, because my best friend is Muslim and she's in a tudung and she still gets harassed. There was also this weird like lawyer that got suspended because his line of defense for his client who had molested a girl on the train was that he got her to stand up. He stared right at her breast and was like, oh, do you think you're pretty? Do you think that it's like reasonable that my client couldn't help himself because you're so pretty, you're so pretty? He just kept saying you're so pretty. That is inappropriate on so many levels. I had no idea how he didn't get thrown into jail and he just got suspended. Like, this guy, I'm gonna list his name and I'm gonna find the article for you guys, but it just highlights like how the victim shaming culture is so screwed up. I could go on and on about this because it's just never ending and it happens so often. It's such a prevalent problem that we have to take steps to really like get our shit together. But honestly, thank you so much anyone who has ever like sent a message to me, who has ever commented, who have shared the video, who have supported this movement, because it's so much bigger than me. Just to be completely transparent with you guys, that video is not monetized. I have not been paid for any of the articles. I hope that like this movement doesn't end. I hope that you continue to create discourse and really just sit down instead of maybe gossiping about other women and like shitting on them. Just talk about these things that we face, what is happening and how we can help it. And don't ever think that one person cannot make a change, because how you carry yourself and how you respond to these kinds of behavior are gonna affect the people around you. And the more you talk about it, the more you really make sure that everyone is woke and everyone is ready to stand up for themselves, to be brave, to speak out, to make sure that that doesn't happen to any of the women around them. That's how you create a change in culture. So many of you guys message me telling me that like people have filmed you on your 21st birthday. That is so screwed up. In schools as well, in institutions, in workplace environments, and these often go unreported and these often don't get out because all these institutions and establishments, they want to not embarrass themselves, they don't want to give themselves a bad rep, and so like they don't report it and they try and keep it under wraps. So what's important is that like you don't have to shout it out to the damn world, but as long as you make sure that the people around you know what's happening. So if you're in a school and this happens in a school, I know certain schools have it on their whispers site, you know, the community where you can just submit like anonymous messages and like people can talk among their friends, and that is good enough. So many of you guys have been messaging me and telling me about that time you actually managed to arrest someone, to report someone, and they never panic until the police are involved. So it's kind of inspirational when you hear that like the community has stepped up to protect you in a public bus or a train setting, or that they have helped you in some way, and that like bouncers at a club are also like really helpful in this situation. Like, it's a thing that more women need to hear. So you really need to talk about this to your friends and also to help with this situation, because I have been receiving so many messages and I just wish that like everyone could read it. And it's also useful because there are certain like stalkers or like weirdos that are around certain MRT stations that would help if like we are all aware of it, so that we can look out for each other and we can also look out for ourselves. So what me and Gia decided to do, if you don't know who Gia is, she is also someone that has spoken out because she was a victim of all like the tumblers, and she was harassed, she was stalked. It was really insane. While I was doing my research for that blog post, I actually found her videos, and she found me when she found the Mothership article. So she and I have teamed up. We've decided to create like a Facebook community. Like, she went the extra mile, she set it up, and she's actually looking for moderators right now, and she's also looking for submissions. I might ask you guys via DM, those of you who have messaged me asking if it's okay for me to like post your stories anonymously on that like Facebook group. And then also she's gonna be posting, so it's gonna be like a whispers, it's gonna be like a, you know, the anonymous thing, so you don't feel alone and that we can keep conversations like this going. You can send in your thoughts, you can send in your stories. So I'm gonna leave a link down below to the group. It's gonna be a safe space for you guys to speak up. We also have a lot more ideas, so if you are an app developer, if you are a coder, please reach out to me if you want to help out. And I know that I won't be able to make a video like weekly about what's been happening and all that, but I'm trying to update that blog post. I'm trying to make sure that like the blogs get taken down and new ones also get listed on it so you can remember. And seriously, if you ever have time, 5 minutes, if you're pooping, you're bored, you got nothing to do, just go and click and report those Tumblrs. Because the strength in numbers in reporting is what keeps Tumblr from like not having any other excuse than to take it down. So yeah, I think that is all I want to talk about in this installment of Woke. I guess this is episode 2. It's kind of like a post-mortem, and I'm very excited and I'm very humbled by how much support and how much change that we're actually starting to enact. It's really inspiring and it's really crazy. So in the next episode, I think I'm gonna start talking about toxic relationships. I'm also gonna go in a little bit more personal about what I want to do, because I think it helps to have a very sincere and intimate conversation. I also want to talk about privilege and race. If you have any thoughts, feelings, or stories that you want to share with me, just send me a message, send me an email, you know, write in the comments down below. I will get back to you. I stay connected as best as I can to you guys. So yeah, thank you so much again. If you like this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. I hopefully will try to make more woke videos, and I am also up for like requests on what you want me to talk about. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye!